Hello, and thank you for attending SAGE Alerts and Workflow video-based training. Please note that this is video-based training, and content is for training purposes only and intended for new and existing SAGE Alerts and Workflow customers.
Hi, my name is Jane Nichols, and today we will talk about the necessary preparation for query design in the Alerts and Automation solution. For example, let's say the VP of Sales would like to have an email alert sent to him each time that a customer sales order is entered into the order processing system totaling $1,000 or more. He would also like to have an email sent to the salesperson as well. Previously, we talked about 6 items to work through in preparation for designing a query. The first item is to determine the purpose of the query. In this example, we are looking for customer sales orders totaling $1,000 or more. You'll notice that I used an X instead of the dollar amount. This makes the query parameter-driven. A parameter-driven query allows a single query to be used in multiple events. For example, if another request comes in, similar to the other that we were just working with, looking for customer sales orders totaling $5,000 or more, and yet another request comes in, looking for customer sales orders totaling $10,000 or more, the single query can be reused in multiple events. The triggering threshold would be managed at the event level. The next item is to identify the type of alert message. In our example, the VP of Sales is looking for an email message alert. Next, identify the application tables which contain the data to be retrieved. This is where it's important to be familiar with the database schema of the application you want the solution to monitor. In our example, we will need the order entry, order header table, and the accounts receivable salesperson table. The next item is to identify the fields of data required by the query. The VP of Sales is looking for each email to have the customer name, customer number, order date, order number, total of the sales order, and the salesperson's name. It's important to note that if additional information is going to be needed for the event, such as the salesperson's email address, and it resides in a table, that must be part of the query. In this example, the VP of Sales requested that the salesperson also receive an email, so it has been included as a data field in the query. The fifth item is to determine the triggering conditions. In our example, we are looking for a customer sales order totaling $1,000 or more. So our triggering condition is the parameter-driven X that we identified earlier. The actual dollar threshold will be determined on the event itself. Finally, we will determine the alert recipients. These are the VP of Sales and the salesperson. Now that the preparation for designing a query is complete, open and sign in to the Alerts and Automation solution. Next, expand the Event Designer option and click on your application event. Since the query we are designing has to do with customer sales orders, I'm going to expand the Orders application, select the Queries option, and click on New Query. The Query Designer opens in the bottom half of the screen. We will be working in the Description tab. Begin by giving the query a name in the Query Description field. We recommend that the first part of the query name refer to the object or item within the database being monitored. In this case, we're going to use orders. The second part is the business condition that you will want the solution to look for. In our case, we are looking for orders over X dollars, since this is a parameter-driven query. By clicking the Tab button, it copies the information into the following field. The active checkbox determines if the query can be used in an event right now. In most cases, you will check the box Yes. Unless you have not completed the query, or if you have questions about the query design, you might want to make it inactive so it's not accidentally utilized in a live event. There are notes section here that can be used to add any other information in regards to the query that you're designing. This concludes the preparation for query design in the Alerts and Automation solution.
Thank you for attending SAGE Alerts and Workflow video-based training.